Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Hi. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Oh, my voice is a little low, isn't it? I mean, my voice is naturally low. Sometimes I try to see just how low I can go. I can go pretty low. Welcome. Welcome. It's been a while. How's everyone doing? I've got a new setup going. I recently had a computer completely meltdown, like, yeah, so I did take it in, and then the guy was like, yeah, so your PSU is fucked. Your RAM chip is bad, one of your RAM chip, because I have two 16 gig RAM chips. He said, yeah, one of your RAM chips is bad. Your CPU's fucked. So we had to reinstall everything, and then my driver was bad too. I had a bad Windows update, and so he had to completely wipe everything, and I had to reinstall everything. So that's what I was doing this morning. I was just completely reinstalling everything. I had to reinstall OBS. I had to figure out chat shit and whatnot and stuff. So thank you so much for the resub. Thank you. Shiroi channel yoroshiku. Yokoso watashi no channel ni. Yeah, and thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. My new video today. Ship AI sabotages everything to be with you. It has I had the idea because I was watching one of my guilty pleasures at night is to watch Markiplier. He's been one of my like constants. He's actually one of the reasons why I got so into YouTube to begin with. And you know, arigato. It's so weird. My Nihongo automatically gets automatically higher when I speak it. So anyways, so I was watching a Markiplier. I like his playlist because he organizes everything. And I was watching his Soma playthrough, and I was like, and I was like, yo, this game story is wild, you know? And I thought, like, the concept of Soma is pretty wild, isn't it? Spoiler warning for those of you who haven't played it yet. Come back in 30 seconds. Anyway, so the idea is that, you know, are you the same you if you are, like, if your consciousness is transferred elsewhere, right? And then I thought about, like, and then that kind of segued into, okay, so you know how in Star Trek you have the teleporters, right? God, the molecular, you know, zaps you here and then you show up in another place. Anyways, but then what that thing is doing basically, you know, this has nothing to do with D&D, by the way, just bear with me, okay? Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub, Jack. Hype train. どのように日本語を、出ましたか？そうね。Well, I study Japanese. I'm studying Japanese on Duolingo right now. It's not great. It's not great, okay? I just want to throw out the caveat there. It is great if you're a beginner, but once you get into like the intermediates, like section 3 and 4, then it starts getting a little iffy because obviously it's not an actual person, and an actual person will take fragments of what you say and then compile it into something that makes sense, right? But you know, Duolingo is kind of shit where it's like if it's not exactly in the right place, like maybe you said wa instead of ga, or you know, in a situation where wa and ga can be interchangeably used, and then Duolingo's like, nope, you're wrong, try again. And it's like, it would have worked otherwise. Anyways, okay, so going back to the molecular whatever the thingy it's called, Star Trek, I forget what the name is, okay? But So basically, it atomizes you, and then it atomizes you in another place, right? So are you the same person, you, who gets transported in the teleporter? Or is it another you? It's very like I remember I never really got to finish Soma. I didn't even get to play it for more than like 5 minutes until like my brain started just exploding on me from my extreme motion sickness. I can't play a lot of games. I'm handicapped. Yeah, so that was kind of a mind trip. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to kind of utilize that a little bit into the ship AI sabotages everything to be with you, you know, like, but then it got a little too existential, and then I had to rein it back a little bit, because you guys aren't here for that kind of stuff. You guys are just here to listen to a ship AI go batshit insane because she wants to be with you. And yes, I've gendered it. It's a she, okay? Anyways. Have you tried voice acting in Japanese? I mean, you know, sometimes. But yeah. Yeah, Duo, that owl is very, he's very judgmental. Also, I'm very sorry. I'm recovering from the Rona. I've tried my best, but I've had like a persistent headache and like this general fatigue since Friday, and it's Tuesday now. I'm on the up and up. But yeah, so I have a little bit of brain fog. I'm sorry, like more so than usual. Busu. Oh, I didn't know Busu was a thing. Okay. So reminds me of a time where a main character had to remake the universe after it got destroyed. Technically, the people who he grew up with are gone. And yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. 私もう元気です。はい。Oh man, I've tried voice acting in Japanese. I tell people like, you know, どんな仕事をやっていますか今? And then I'm like, oh, 今は私YouTuber なんです。And then they'll ask me, どういうこと? Like, what do you do on YouTube, right? And then I'm like, oh, And then I have to like backtrack it and be like, oh, actually, I'm video editor, because I don't want any of my like teachers to know my YouTube channel, because then they ask, right? Oh, do you have a YouTube channel? And then because they'll ask me what I want to do, or like what I'm doing for a job, because, you know, I'm just conversation, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel, you know, I just hit 60,000 subscribers. I'm very, you know, I'm very proud of myself or something. And then, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. I'm so glad I can see this kind of stuff on the multi-stream thing. Yeah. Anyways, and then they're like, oh yeah, let me see your YouTube, you know? And then I'm like, 見せてちょうだい? And I'm like, oh. 実はand then I have to say, actually, I'm not comfortable showing you. And then they kind of backtrack, and you can already see like the confusion in their eyes, and they're like, why don't you want to show me exactly what is it that you do on YouTube? And it's like, we're looking at each other, right? So they probably know that I'm not doing like lingerie, like stuff, you know, like sometimes on like the crazy corners of YouTube, you'll have like, in quotes, okay, ASMR, lingerie, and then for some reason that's ASMR now. And then, anyway, so they'll look at me and they're like, you are not stripping on YouTube. I can tell just by looking at you. But you know, yeah, there is censor in their eyes. But anyways, oh, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I you know what? Whatever. I just, like, obviously there are some things that YouTube should not allow, like fake AI news. Those should come with like a very, very clear warning. Hey, this is not real. This shit will give you brain rot if you watch it. Like, yeah, and there's so many of that now because AI has gotten to such a degree where it's like they actually sorry, I just my mind flickered to it used to be like people would like bench tests like AI like video generating with oh god, I'm dying. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Vicky. Thank you. But with like Will Smith eating spaghetti. Why do I find this hilarious? And it used to be that it would, for some reason, it just didn't look right, okay? Like in the same way that a lot of AI art generation has problem with like fingers and hands, right? And feet. But like a week ago, I found this video that someone had generated, I think on Vio. And and someone had generated a really, really good video of Will Smith eating spaghetti, but the sound effect wasn't quite there because he's eating it. It looks good. It looks fine if you don't have your sound on, but it's like it sounds like he's eating a plate of rocks. It's just crunch, 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 crunch. I don't. Sorry for that crazy segue, but and I know that a lot of people are obviously very worried about AI. I think AI is here to stay. I think that there are a lot of people that are boycotting AI and stuff, and it sucks, you know, and AI is basically proliferated like every corner of our current society, right? It's already there in art departments, it's already there in basic like white collar, general entry, like, you know, like those white collar jobs, right? It's there for like customer service and everything, and it's even gotten into like the voice acting community where, you know, there's that whole like Hoyoverse thing, and you know, there's the whole Karina Butker. I don't know, the VA for Paimon, anyways, and you know, obviously, ostensibly, the strike was because of AI protection, ostensibly, but that's another can of worms that I don't really want to tackle at this moment. But it is here to stay. It's not going away. Okay, I'm just gonna say that out right now. AI is here to stay. And I have seen this as a graphic artist who used to do a lot of like book covers for a lot of authors who are in like the paranormal romance and the fantasy genre. And there's this program called Daz. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. But Daz is basically like this 3D modeler where it can generate like landscapes, figures with like lighting perspectives, and it's all a very cool program. But when Daz first came out, and like designers started using Daz to make their book covers. there was a lot of like kerfuffle about it from people who would just do standard photo manipulation to make these book covers. And Daz got a really bad rep. Daz, and then people were like, oh yeah, I'm boycotting Daz 3D. That's been like 7-10 years ago, and it's still here. And now, like, everyone that I know that's still in the industry uses Daz now. So I use that as like a kind of like a benchmark to show that, yeah, it's it's here to stay. So I think the people that have learned to work with it are the ones that benefit. You have to figure out how to make it work for you instead of having it do your job. I mean, like, that's not actually right. What I want to say is find out how to make it work for you and you will benefit, basically, right? And, yeah, like, like for me, I can draw. I can. Not like well, but I can draw. I can draw my own thumbnails, but for me, using AI art, and there's like this very, very vocal community in the ASMR voice acting community where they're like, okay, AI is gonna come for us, so we need to stand with like the AI artists and not use AI art. But the problem is, I'm gonna get so like dragged for this to say it, but this is my livelihood, and I need to put as many eyes on my offerings as possible, right? And it is true, it is documented that people who use eye-catching thumbnails get the majority of the views and the listens and the ad revenue. This is my job. This is how I support myself and my family. I have to do what I have to, and I feel really bad, but I think we as artists have to find a way to coexist with this new technology. And because we're still in kind of like the infancy stage of it, we're still figuring it out. And yeah, do you guys know what is it, Two Violin? It's two Asian guys. They did the whole Ling Ling thing. A few like weeks ago, they did like a video where they had AI generate like orchestral music. It was kind of wild. Still very rough around the edges, but yeah, it will happen, and I think we have to learn to live with it. It's not going away. Pandora's box has been opened. Anyways, with that segue, welcome. Today I'm going to be playing D&D via Google Gemini. That was the craziest segue I've ever done that lasted like fucking 15 minutes of me going off on AI for no apparent reason. But yes, I actually do have to admit, AI is coming for voice acting, okay? Because people are always going to look to, you know, it's human nature to want to get the most milk with the minimum of moo. Do you get that? Is that easy to understand? Like, people are always looking to squeeze as much profit as possible. And that means the AI is definitely gonna come for voice acting. Which is why it's important for me to have a community where people are they're hanging out with me, the personality, not you know, a voice. And I think it's very important for voice actors in the YouTube sphere to try to interact with their audience as much as possible, which is what I do. My life is Discord. If my Discord channel ever gets nuked, I'm so fucked. But yeah, so oh god, did I lose everyone now from talking about how like I love AI? I swear. Sorry, I need to, yeah. Huh. Hold on a second, really quickly. Interesting. But, yeah. Hold on a second, really quickly. I realized that I've been on the wrong, okay, here we go. Sorry. Anyways, shall we get into the D&D adventure? Roughly 30 minutes after I start stream. Right. Okay. All right. But my Discord community is really great. Everyone is super friendly. But disclaimer that I make every time. Let's not be weird, okay? Just come in, say hi. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy enthusiastic. We have to get to know you, okay? It's like having sex, okay? You don't just want to go in there. You don't. You really don't. You gotta ease your way in. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's true, okay? For all of you guys who don't know, you have to take your time, okay? You gotta take your time. I know. What you've seen in porn is wildly different from what I'm saying, but guys, porn is not real, okay? You have the things that happen in porn you do to an actual woman, she will call the cops on you, okay? And you will end up in jail. I'm just saying. Look, yapping level's extreme. What are you talking about? You're here to hear me yap anyways, aren't you? Look, I'm doing you guys a favor, okay? If you don't know, take your time. All good things come with time, yes? That's a bad choice of words there. I probably should not have used the C word. Oh my god, this video is gonna get demonetized. This is why you need a script. This is why you need a script. Well, you know for the longest time, so you know the word kabedon, which is like kabe, wall, and don. Kabedon, right? That's what a kabedon is. But for the longest time, I thought kabedon was like was kame-don. And then I was thinking, okay, so like a turtle shell on top. So for the longest time, I thought kabedon was kamedon. And because I'd only ever like heard people say it, I'd never seen it written out. And then I thought it was just the most lewd thing ever. So when it kept coming up in the conversations, I'm like, you guys are all just fucking leches. And then I realized what it actually stood for. Kabe and don. Deino. So, yeah, that's something. But yes. Well, okay, so I thought it was like, kamedon. So it's like a turtle shell on top of, right, look, like, it was a very weird thought process that I was going through. Donburi. I'm gonna have mabo tofu donburi for lunch today. I was gonna have it for dinner last night, but my grocery order got delayed 4 hours because it rained like hell. So I guess I'm having for lunch instead. For those of you who want to know, I got my mabo tofu recipe from Just One. Nami Chen, I think, is the person who does the blog. She does a lot of Japanese. I mean, I think she's like a Japanese, like, food-oriented food blogger. So yeah, go check out her mabo tofu recipe. It's quite good. It's very Japanese. It's not at all like the Chinese version. Chinese mabo tofu is very different. It's very not Sichuan style. It's very Japanese teishoku style, Japanese diner style. Okay. All right, so let's get started, shall we? Okay, so we are going to use one of my favorite things, which is, I gotta move this over a bit. Sorry. Dungeon Master Vault. This is the one place that I really like to use for making new characters, especially if it's like online, because not a lot of people still use like pen and paper anymore, unfortunately, you know. But it's good. Now the problem with Dungeon Master Vault is that you have to add in like special things. So if you have like unarchived, unearthed arcana stuff, you have to add that in yourself. It only has like the basic from like, say, like Player's Handbook guide. So if you have like a feat that you found on like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, or like any of the other like expansion, like supplementary material, you have to add that in yourself. But I mean, it's easy to do. So I'm gonna show you guys like how I make a character. And my cat is in front of the I'm sorry, Mika, you have to go. Please go. Please go. Yes, go. Thank you. This is brand new for the stream. I use Display Fusion to handle my monitors. I have a 3 monitors set up at the moment. Right, so you guys are gonna help me to make a new... Oh, found a crazy good Korean place? Nice. I'm happy for you. So you guys are gonna actually help me make... Well, okay, so you guys are gonna help me make a new character. And is the music very loud, guys? If it is, please let me know, because the music's really loud for me. Holy crap, I need to do something about this. I can't even hear myself think. Too loud. Wait, that's not loud enough. Okay. All right, there we go. That's much better. Okay, Mika, no, you can't sit there, please. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna actually make it quieter. Wait, hold on a second. Maybe. Chotto urusai kana? Okay, there we go. Is that a little better? Sorry. Okay, no, you have to move. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You gotta go. Okay, go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to maybe drag that over here, maybe. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, no. Okay. That was awkward. Please forget the last, 3 seconds of what happened. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay. So, let's start with our character builder, okay? So let's actually roll for this, okay? So we have a bunch of races. So dragonborn, dwarf, elf, gnome, half-elf, half-orc, halfling, human, tiefling, and then you can add in your own custom homebrew race. I'm gonna go with normal human for now. Just to make things a little easier, because humans don't have an additional they don't have additional special feats. A tiefling has dark vision, it can see in the dark, which is actually very convenient. It's very convenient. I will not be playing a tiefling just to make things. Oh, and this is if you've never played D&D before, this might be kind of interesting for you, I think. Okay? All right. So, we're going to do just a regular human because I'm a basic bitch. I'm basic like that. And then there's sub races. This is not that important in my opinion. So, but I'm just gonna go with Shao. Mulan is not a race that you think would be the race that it is. Shao is considered like it's Asian flavor. So we're gonna go that, and then for variant, we're gonna go with variant human because you get an extra feat. So, but I'm not gonna use feats. I'm gonna just pump that into my ability scores. Okay. All right, and then so we've got that. So I'm a human, Shao, variant human. Okay. Then we're gonna go into class and level. Just to make things a little more interesting, I am going to hold on a second, really quickly. Sorry. Let me just... Okay, here we go. Just gonna move this over here. Ooh, okay. Just for future. So we have that ready to go. Okay? And now this is where it gets super calm and just kind of chill. This is the ASMR portion of the stream, guys, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be a cute dwarf girl. I will be a cute fox girl though. All right, so I am gonna go with a bard because I'm very familiar with a bard. Okay, and I feel like a bard has a lot of roleplay potential, you know. And I always play a bard. I wonder why. I always play a bard. Okay. I've never really gotten into Pathfinder, mostly because I couldn't find a group that would play with me. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with level 10. Just, you know, get halfway point. What is this fly doing here? Okay, so the hit die I think for a bard is a 1d8, but we're just gonna go with the average. Okay, we're just gonna go with the average. All right, guys. Oh, well, maybe we can watch Fairy Tale in stream or in Discord later, right? Are you gonna try? Of course I'm gonna try seducing everyone I meet. It's me we're talking about, right? So we're just gonna go with the average, which is actually a pretty good rule, 63. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with College of Lore because it's already listed here. It's already listed there, but let me tell you what College Lore Bard does. If it lets me. Hold on. Bard D&D 5e Lore Bard. Okay, so excuse me. Excuse me. I'm okay. Okay. I'm not going to read the AI because this is generated by Gemini, and AI is very inaccurate, guys, okay? Don't take anything AI says. Take everything AI says with a grain of salt, okay? It can be very wrong. So we're just going to go into the D&D 5e wiki dot, which is a little more, like, respectable. Okay, so Bards of the What is this? Can you not, please? Thank you. Okay, there we go. Bards of the College of Lore know something about most things, collecting bits of knowledge from sources as diverse as scholarly tomes and peasant tales. Whether singing folk ballads in taverns or elaborate compositions in royal courts, these bards use their gifts to hold audiences spellbound. When the applause dies down, the audience members might find themselves questioning everything they held to be true, from their faith in the priesthood of the local temple to their loyalty to the king. And this is the flavor text. I didn't mean to read the flavor text, but I guess I just did. That's from the Player's Handbook. The main reason that I'm choosing Lore Bard, like simplicity aside, is because you gain proficiency in 3 skills of your choice. And also you get cutting words, which you can use your reaction to You get like bardic inspiration for every level that you advance. And then you get 2 spells of your choice from any class, which is amazing, by the way. I always get Fireball for one of them, just for, you know, shits and giggles. So yeah, okay. So, ooh, excuse me. I don't even know what that was. What was that? Okay, so, oh, no, wait, where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've gotten that. So now we're gonna start putting things into our ability scores. So obviously I'm not gonna use any feats just because it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm going to actually change my level from a 10 to 11 because you get an additional feat. So, 1 remaining. Okay, average. There we go. So you get an... I thought you get an additional... Okay, whatever, fine. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna go with point buy, just because it's easier for me to do, okay? And, alright, so... Fireball is great, by the way. If you have access to it, use it. It's just fun to use. Unless you're fighting a Mind Flayer, don't use it on a Mind Flayer, okay? Because they have magical resistance, and they can roll advantage on any magical spell that you send in their direction. Anyways, okay, so... first of all, so these are all of our scores. As a bard, strength is kind of your dump stat. I don't know if you've heard that before. Dump stat. It's kind of useless. You don't need to be a strong bard, okay? In fact, it's kind of infamous. It's kind of an unspoken rule. Bards don't need to be strong, okay? You're just wasting your ability score. If you put stats into strength. But if you want to do something like flavor-wise, like you want to make like a really, really strong like barbarian bard, which is a thing, you could do that. But anyways, I'm gonna go with your stereotypical limp noodle body consistency bard, okay? So that means that I'm going to dump all of my scores into charisma, okay? I am going to be one charismatic person. So I'm just gonna, there we go. And then 1 remaining. So I've already maxed out my charisma. Your max score is 20, okay? My charisma. Of course I'm gonna be seducing doors, damn it. Okay. And wisdom is also a really good stat to have, especially if you want to make perception or insight checks, which I do very frequently. So I'm going to keep that for now. But, and then con, you don't want the negative there. If you ever have to do a saving throw, you definitely don't want to like minus anything. So I'm just going to put in enough to get out of the negatives and into the positives. So con, int is not that important. Int usually used for skills for like, say, like arcana checks or like history or religion, and I think medicine and investigation too. But why investigate when you can just persuade? You know what I mean? And persuasion is definitely a it's a charisma check. Yeah. So okay. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much for the subscription, Butter. No, don't lurk. Why would you lurk? You should hang out with us. Don't go. Hang out with us. Oh my god, my head's starting to hurt now. Yeah, that's the weird thing with COVID this time around. My head hurts a lot. I don't like it. Okay. All right, so let's get back to it. So Dex is fairly important. I like to make sneaky bards that can sneak, you know? So I'm gonna put some stats into Dex. I will pump that up later, but wisdom is very important because you want wisdom is for perception, and yeah, so wisdom is a very good skill to have. So I like to and yeah, this passive perception 12 is kind of terrible. Okay, so let's see, what am I looking at here? 20, 10, okay, 11. Okay, so I'm gonna that way, this way, 8, 14, 13. Okay. And you always want to try to keep your like your stats on an even number to make sure that you get the full like bonuses to it. I am so sorry. This must be very boring for you guys. All right, so I still have one remaining skill point left, and I am probably going to put that into. It doesn't really matter at this point because I'm not going to really see like any advantage from it, but I will put that into wisdom. Why not? Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go with Fey Touched. Now, this is something that I added in previously. It's from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Fey Touched is a feat where you actually your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score is increased by 1 to a maximum of 20. You learn Misty Step, which is a step where you can like dodge attacks or something, and one first level spell of your choice. The first level spell must be from the Divination or Enchantment School of Magic. You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast that spell in this way again until you finish a long rest. A long rest constitutes 8 hours of rest. Sleep. Unless you're like an elf, then it's 4 hours. But like ostensibly you're meditating for 8 hours. You can also cast these spells using spell slots you have of the appropriate level. The spell's spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat. Whatever the hell that means. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. And I forgot to save. I ate this. Okay. Okay, good. It's still saved. So I'm gonna go Fey Touched. And if you don't know what Fey Touched means, it's basically like for my character, I'm gonna say that my character wandered into the Feywilds, which is like a different plane of existence, basically, where like there's fairies and shit, obviously, and other magical beings, and it kind of altered her mind in crazy ways. But yeah, so I'll be going with Fey Touched, and then I get one more. So I'm probably gonna go with Wisdom on this one, just because it increases my I get that bonus, the +3 bonus. So, okay, so now that we have our skills, and I'm going to save this new character. Okay, and now we're going to go into our backgrounds. There's a lot of stuff that happens at, like, that constitutes making a new character. This one, let's go with Chaotic Neutral, just because I think it gives us a lot of, like, leeway as far as, like, how our character can act. Chaotic Neutral, and then for background, I'm going to go with Entertainer. Just because you get like proficiency in performance and skills. I'm not gonna go into that though. And the proficiency, so this is where we start like getting into the nitty gritty of what exactly it is your character does, right? Thank you for the follow. Thank you. So obviously, so performance, I already have that. So what I want to do is I'm gonna get proficiency in perception. And I get to pick 3. So perception and insight, and then I'm going to do stealth. Kind of crazy, but I like to make bards that are like super secretive, you know? Yeah. So, and then this one is the skill proficiency for being just a regular bard. The previous one was for being part of the College of Lore. So for this one, I'm going to go with probably now when you do proficiencies, you want to really play to your strengths. So you want to go with what like for me anyways, you might want to be kind of equal with your skills, but for me, like I really like to play to my strengths. So for this one, I'm going to go with persuasion. Then I'm going to go with sleight of hand, and then I'm going to go with deception. Just because these are, so like if you look right here already, I have a +9 to my rolls for deception, a +9 to my performance, and I should have another like crazy, yeah, +9 to persuasion. So, and now we get an extra proficiency for being Variant Human. This is why I chose to be Variant Human. Well, and the extra ability point also. So for this one, I'm going to go with, let's go, what do you guys think? Which one should I go for? You have animal handling, arcana, athletics, history, intimidation, investigation, survival, religion, nature, and medicine. What do you guys think? I'll let you guys pick this one because it actually doesn't really matter. I'm seeing arcana, athletics, history. Now the problem with these are, a lot of these are has to do with your int score, and my int is pretty low. I am not very book smart, but I am street smart. That's kind of like how I like to like differentiate between int and wisdom. Int is you're very book smart, so obviously wizards have very, very high int because that's also their like spell save, like that's their spell. That's where they get their like spell bonuses, right? But wisdom is like street smart, like you know the streets, you know how people act. So let's go with history. I think history would be very interesting. So I'm gonna go with history because I'm seeing some history stuff. All right, and then this is skill expertise, where you get to pick 4 skills that you are already proficient in to get an even higher bonus. So obviously, as a bard, I definitely want to put it in performance, okay, which would bump me up to like minimum 13. There we go. So I get a plus 13 roll. Which is kind of crazy. I get a plus 13 to any, like, even if I roll a natural 1, I still get 14 to my performance roll, which is not bad, you know? So performance is going to be 1, and then I'm going to do insight because I think insight is a very good way to kind of suss out your NPCs. Insight and then perception. So if you guys don't know what the difference between insight and perception is how you see the world around you. Like, you'll see things that normally people would miss. Like, and then insight is you look at someone and you like kind of peer into, like, you learn a lot about them. Like, you might be able to find out their personality. It's almost like a lie detector kind of in some way. So, excuse me. So I'm going to go with perception, performance, insight. And for my last one, I am actually going to go with stealth. Just because I like making a really sneaky, spy-ish, kind of bardish character. So I'm going to go with these 4. So if you look right here, what it does is it gives me a plus 11 to my insight, and a plus 11 perception, plus 13 to my performance, and a plus 10 to my stealth. So, and here we go. I get to pick 1 language. Excuse me, and I already have common. I'm having like a problem here with my breathing. Excuse me. So can I like make like a slash hole? Oh no, I can't do slash. What is this menu? Command hole. Okay. I don't know how to use my chat window, I'm sorry. So just for a little bit of flavor, I usually like to pick undercommon. And if you don't know what undercommon language is, or like, sorry. Actually, I get confused between undercommon and deep speech. Which one's the one? I think deep speech is the one that is used by like mind flayers and aboleths. Yeah, if I encounter a mind flayer in this game, I'm running in the opposite direction. I am getting on a ship pronto and running away because my character, spellcasters are useless against mind flayers. So let's go with Sylvan. Is an interesting. Sylvan's kind of like the, you know, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense because I'm Fey touched. But let's go with something a little different, and let's go with Celestial, okay? Let's go with Celestial this time. And, but yeah. Oh, it's okay. I don't really need the poll. Don't worry about it. It's done. It's done, okay? But you could put the poll in later, I guess. Okay. My tool proficiency for musical instruments. Obviously, I'm going to be a lute musician, okay? And I don't really get this because I'm only planning on playing my lute, but I guess lyre, flute. And fuck it, we'll go with bagpipes. I don't intend on even looking at a bagpipe during this game. Alright, so I'm gonna save. You have to make sure to save frequently with this, otherwise you lose a lot of stuff. Alright, so now we're gonna go with spells, okay guys? It's already an hour since I started this stream and I haven't even played the game yet. Okay, so now you get cantrips. Now cantrips are spells that you can cast at will with no ill effects to your spell slot, or to your spells. Because you get a limited amount of spell slots that you can cast every day. They get recharged at the end of a long rest. Yeah, I went with flute too. I like flutes. All right, so excuse me. I'm still not great yet. So I'm gonna go with light. I think light is very important, especially because I do not have access to dark vision. I cannot see in the dark. I'm useless in the dark. I'm gonna go with light. Okay. And I find that prestidigitation and minor illusion works really well as a bard. Prestidigitation, this spell is a minor magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following magical effects within range. So you can either create like a sensory effect, such as like a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, musical notes, something smells bad or smells good, you know. You can clean things, you can make things warm, or you can make things cold, and you can like make like things appear like small that fit in your hand, and it lasts until your next turn. So I used prestidigitation to like make a pair of scissors that then I used to cut the ropes off a captive that we found in a game that I played. So, and then minor illusion is a lot of fun. You can create a sound or an image. Yeah, so it illusion basically, right? So I have light, minor illusion, prestidigitation, and a lot of people choose vicious mockery. But I'm actually not going to choose vicious mockery. I'm actually going to. I'm a little torn between mending and message, because these are both really good utility spells for like roleplay purposes. Vicious mockery is something that it's kind of like the trademark bard spell. Every bard that I know has had vicious mockery as their cantrip, but since this is not a traditional D&D game, thank you for the follow. I'm going to go with probably message. I think message is very interesting. So you get to whisper a message to someone that's in range with just like 120 feet, which is really cool. It's interesting that you mentioned vicious mockery because, or true strike, because actually, I don't know of anyone who's ever played with true strike before. Now, that's not like, yeah. I think there's I'm very interested to hear that there is someone who actually would cast True Strike, but you know. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I was under the impression that True Strike is actually just a really bad cantrip. I didn't know that it got reworked. I haven't. There's been a new like update to D&D 5e that came out last year. I haven't touched it, so I don't know anything about new stuff. Sorry. Anyways, is the model made by I don't know, you tell me. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think the model is also made by AI? Some people. Anyways, all right. So now we're gonna go with bard spells. Okay. I should not be clapping back at people like that. That's very rude of me. That's not very welcoming, is it? Okay. I honestly, like, I think True Strike... yeah, anyways. All right, so let's go with bard spells. So I have a very particular, like, idea of what kind of character that I want to make, right? So I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna go with Comprehend Languages. I think this is a very good utility spell. For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. Let's be honest. How long does it take you to read 1 page of text? It probably takes you around a minute, right? Right? All right, so we're going to go with Comprehend Languages. I think Cure Wounds is not a good spell. I would rather use Healing Word. Because it's a bonus action, whereas Cure Wounds takes up a whole action. So I'm going to go with Healing Word. Although, since this is a very, like, roleplay heavy game, I don't expect to be making a lot of dice rolls. So my choices are obviously going to reflect that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with Disguise Self, just for roleplay purposes. Disguise Self. And then I'm going to go with Sleep. Okay. And I'm going to go with, let's see, Calm Emotions is, I think, a really good spell to have as a bard. Now, if I was playing with other people, I would definitely probably learn Enhance Ability as well, because you get to buff people, basically. But as I will not be playing with other people, I'm going to be playing all by my lonesome. I am going to be I will not be learning Enhance Ability. I will, however, be Hold Person is a good one. Yeah, it's basically just like a, stop, and they literally stop. They have to make a wisdom saving throw, which is actually fairly easy to make. So, and then I'm going to go with Invisibility, and then my next spell is going to be Knock. Knock is very interesting. It's kind of like, you can open something, but the problem is it makes noise, so it's not ideal. But if you're just like in some random house where you're trying to open something, it's not bad. Okay, so I've got that. I'm gonna go with Suggestion. Do I want to go with Suggestion? Hold on a second. There are some like spells that I definitely want to get Dimension Door. And what is happening up there? Wow, okay. I definitely want to get Dimension Door. Hypnotic Pattern is another must-have. Polymorph is definitely a must-have. And I'm going to get Hold Monster. Okay. So I get one more, so I'm going to try to find something in the 3rd level spell slot, which is hard for me. I don't really like anything in the 3rd level spell slot. I already have one. Okay, so maybe let's go in the 6th level spell slot. Let's go with Irresistible Dance is a fairly, yeah, that's a fairly, bard flavor spell. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay. All right, and then this is the Bard's Magical Secrets, where you basically get access to all, like, the spells that, like, wizards and sorcerers have access to. So this is where you, like, get to flavor your bard. So, I'm gonna go with Find Familiar as my first spell. Because when I make a bard, I always like to have a little cheeky little raven, or, in the form of a raven. I like to have a little cheeky familiar, and they're very, very useful, I think, in the game. Yeah, so I like to have the Find Familiar. And the next one I'm going to use is probably... I'm going to... Protection from Evil and Good. This one's a very, very useful spell. So, yeah, let's see. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. The creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed or frightened or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So this is also a really good spell to have. Especially, I've noticed something with AI. They like to throw in some really heinous monsters at you. You could be a level 1 and you'll find out that your big bad is a mind flayer. Like a level 15 mind flayer. Okay, why... Are you okay? Why would you come into someone else's chat and then say something so inflammatory? I personally wouldn't try to defend someone who uses stolen art, but you guys can do whatever you want, I guess. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm just, you know, just bye. Okay. Anyways, so the next one that I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably going to get... I actually don't know this spell. Arcanist Magic Aura? You place an illusion on a creature or object you touch so that divination spells reveal false information about it. The target... Okay. When you cast a spell... Okay, so... Interesting. Okay. Let's go with... Oh, there's so many good spells from this list. There's so many good ones. I'm gonna go with... I'm going to go with... Let's see... Greater Restoration is a very, very good utility spell. And if you have access to it, you should absolutely use it. So I'm gonna go with Greater Restoration. And animate objects is really fun. Do you guys know Beauty and the Beast? Basically, you can inject life into like a dresser. It's a lot of fun. I think Blur is also a pretty good spell. Yeah. Any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. But I think I'm gonna go with Dispel Evil and Good. Actually, no, I won't. I won't go with that. I will go with... Where's Fireball? Where are you, Fireball? You're here. I think you're a 3rd level spell. Oh, where are you? Where are you? I swear to God, I must have passed by it a bunch of times. I'm gonna go with Speak with Dead, just because that's fun. Oh, okay, I guess that's all I get access to. Wow, my spells are kind of shit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Hydrate. Okay, I will hydrate, thank you. And I will do a posture check. Okay, no, Mika, you can't be there. I'm sorry. Can you go, please? Go, go. Go, please. No. Okay. Okay. And I will posture check. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have all my spells. This whole stream is just gonna be just me putting together a character and that's it, right? And equipment. Oh, it really doesn't matter at this point. I'm gonna go with a hand crossbow because it doesn't really matter I'm not a melee character. I don't need a melee weapon. Yeah, I'll just go with a hand crossbow for now. And I'm not a big fan of spirit guardians just because yeah. For this kind of game, it's good and it would not be useful in this game. I'll just say it like that. It would not be useful in this game. Magic weapons. I don't have any armor. Leather armor, that's usually good enough. My AC is gonna be shit. 13. Wow, my passive perception is 21. That's amazing. Okay. My equipment, I guess I will add Entertainer's Pack. So let me, where's the E? Entertainer's Pack? Okay, cool. Other magic items. Let's say that I have a Cape of the Mountebank. Just for flavor. And this one, what it does is, it lets you use it gives you one usage of, Dimension Door, which is always a very useful skill to have. It gets you in and out of tight spots, literally. Treasure. Let's say I have 15 gold pieces and 10 silver pieces and 20 copper pieces. I am a broke bitch. I am a broke bitch. Yeah, if you're a cleric, yeah, there's a lot of spells here that a cleric would be using, but I don't have a cleric, so, because it's just me. Starting instrument, loot. Okay, starting weapon is, I guess I'm gonna have a rapier. Okay. Okay, so, what do I, Entertainer's Pack, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna save this. So I'm gonna make a description. Character name. Wayman. Oh god, oh my god. I mean, so look at it this way. If you're level 11 and you only have 15 gold, you have a problem, okay? You have a problem. You either need to have a couple of magic items or you've hit on hard times if you are a level 11, okay? Well, I don't know if they've nerfed Peace Domain, but it used to be that Peace Domain and Tempest Domain were the two main cleric subclasses that were super, like, terrible. Janmei. Xiangqian. Oh my god, these are Lun. Let's just go with Len, okay? There. I'm just Len, okay? Alright. Alright. Okay, so now we have our character. Yay! Oh, I should probably do an age. Let's say she's 25, female, let's go with 5, 3, okay? Wait, I don't care. Hair color, red, I don't know. Or orange, I don't know. Eye color, brown, skin colored, I'm using my model right now as a reference. Sure, I'm pale. Okay, I am actually pale though. I tan like a motherfucker though. I'm not gonna do the personality traits. This is just be wasting time. By the time I'm finished, I'd have to end stream. So we have this. Okay? We have this. So we're gonna go into export this. We're gonna export this into a JSON file. And I'm gonna just... Yeah, I'm gonna rip this over here. I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm going to export it as a JSON file. So let's export. Because you're gonna have to put it into the the AI web app. And then let's see, so let's take a look at the spells that I have access to. Okay, so let's go to view. So spells. Okay, so I'm going to just, oh, that's actually a really shitty way to do it. The export doesn't work right as of yet. The PDF, well, hold on. Yeah, the PDFs don't really work very well, so I'm just not gonna do that. Oh god. Why? Edit. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh my gosh. I need to get out of this window. No, get me out of this window, please. Oh my fucking god. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. There. Okay. Wow. Okay. Alright. Also, I think I was a level 11? No? Okay, so, yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so, are we ready to play? Are we finally ready to play? Okay. Sorry. Gonna drink some more water. Okay, so now we are going to go to Google Gemini. This is where we are going to have our solo D&D adventure. And this is what I really want to showcase to you guys. For those of you who cannot join a D&D game for whatever reason, like maybe there's no one around you that plays D&D, or maybe your time just doesn't align. This is a pretty good substitute. It's not... It's okay. It's okay. It's not the best. Obviously, if you have access to an actual D&D group, I really recommend that you join them. But this is a good substitute. I don't have access to a D&D group right now, and I don't have the time, to be honest, because, you know, between work and, like, life and just trying to survive, and, like, my weekends are sacred to me. I don't like to do anything on the weekends, but, like, my current D&D group that I used to play with only plays on Saturdays for, like, 9 hours. I don't want to sacrifice my entire Saturday. So this is a good, this is kind of like a very good substitute, basically. Okay, so we are going to let's use the microphone. I've actually never done this before. This is gonna be really weird. Okay. Yeah, and then everyone gets super drunk at the end, and it's like, oh, and as the one person who doesn't actually drink, it's kind of sucky. Because everyone else is having a grand old time, and you're the only one who's sober, and you're like, yeah. This is fun. Alright, so let's try this, okay? Oh, okay. Hi, I would like to play a D&D 5th edition game. Can you act the part of the DM? Oh, didn't catch that. Try speaking again. Damn you. Okay. Hello. Okay. Oh. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I feel like I'm failing. Okay. Hello. I would like to play a D&D 5th edition game. Can you act the part of my DM? Why are you doing this? Oh god, it's capturing everything. I want to play D&D 5th edition. Can you be the DM? Okay. 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 Alright, so I'm going to ask. Gemini just got a really, really big update on the 5th, and it's been one of the best AIs that I've used that can remember fine details. Occasionally gets it wrong, so a lot of times, there are times, not a lot of times, but there are times when it kind of feels like I'm playing a solo D&D adventure with my DM who has occasional bouts of dementia, but it's not bad. It's not bad, okay? All right, so,
Excellent. I shall gladly be your dungeon master for a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Before we embark on our grand tale, I need to know a little bit about the hero of our story. Tell me about the character you wish to play. Don't worry if you don't have all the details ironed out. We can flesh them out together. Consider the following. Who are they? Think about their name, race, and class. Are they a stoic dwarven cleric, a nimble elven rogue, a brave human fighter, or perhaps something more exotic? What is their personality? Are they brave and reckless, or cautious and calculating? Are they driven by a thirst for knowledge, a desire for justice, or the allure of treasure? What do they look like? Describe their appearance. What do they wear? Do they have any distinguishing features? Finally, what kind of adventure are you in the mood for? Are you craving a classic dungeon crawl filled with monsters and traps, a sweeping epic of political intrigue, a mysterious investigation in a bustling city, or something else entirely? Once you provide me with these details, I will set the scene and our journey will begin. I await the arrival of our hero.
okay. Would you guys prefer me to read this, or would you prefer the AI to read it? Let me know. Bye-bye to those of you leaving. I'm sorry to see you go. I wish you could stay a little longer, but I understand if you feel the sudden urge to leave. Yeah. What is happening? Yeah, yeah. The AI does feel a little weird, but I mean, yeah. Excuse me. I coughed right on stream. Okay. All right, so I'm going to upload the JSON file to, actually, I'm just gonna drag it so you guys can't see stuff that's might incriminate me. There we go. So I'm just going to drag and drop my JSON file into it. Can you extract apparently I cannot type the details of my character from the attached JSON file? And of course it will be able to. It won't be able to get the spells, but we'll give it some time. Okay. Of course, I've reviewed the file and I can see the details of your character, Len. Here is a summary of what I've gathered. So yeah, basically level 11. And you really have to, when you do attach your JSON file, you have to make sure that the details are right, because AI can and will hallucinate like mad. So chaotic neutral, but I've done this multiple times and so far it's been pretty good. So I think we're okay. All right, orange, brown, 13, yeah. 58, yeah. Proficiency bonus, yeah. Initiative bonus, +4, yeah. Strength, dexterity, okay, yeah. Okay, that looks good. Proficiency, you have impressive bonuses in performance, perception, insight, and stealth. You're also proficient in acrobatics, deception, history, persuasion, and sleight of hand. Bagpipes, flute, lute, and lyre, okay. Hand crossbow, longsword, rapier, short sword, simple weapons, light armor, common, and celestial. Okay. All right. Okay. Cast Dimension Door. You are well equipped with the disguise kit, a loot. Okay, and it says the coins. That's very good. I have access, like cutting words. Yes. Okay. Your connection is Feywild grants you the ability to cast Misty Step. Okay. Your high skill bonus is just you have expertise in several skills. A hallmark of a seasoned bard. This is a well-built and capable character. Len seems like a charismatic and versatile adventurer. Right. So, let's go on our adventure, shall we? All right, so Len is going to be on a ship from the Moonshay Isles. Let's say She is a native of Caladir, which is where she got her masterwork lute made. Okay, she's going to be on a ship from the Moonshade Isles that has docked at. So I have 3 cities that I could potentially use for her landing point. They're all on the Sword Coast. They're gonna be in order of like location, right? From north to the south. Ooh, my meds are kicking in now. They're gonna be Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna go with Waterdeep because Waterdeep is quite famous. And I know more about Waterdeep than I do Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate. So has docked at Waterdeep. She has a raven familiar called what should I name my raven familiar? That is perched on her shoulder. She is carrying her rucksack, her entertainment's pack. I guess I'll just say that, entertainer's pack on one shoulder, and her instrument case on the other. She is wearing a loose sleeved, okay. She's wearing a white long-sleeved shirt with billowy sleeves. Yeah, my past life I was an author, okay? No, but seriously I was. Okay, so she's wearing a white long-sleeve shirt with billowy sleeves. And mother of pearl buttons that is tucked into leather breeches. Oh, I cannot. Which is in turn tucked into low-heeled, knee-high leather boots. I love them dashes. Leather pants, leather boots. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, Ron. Jinx. Oh, okay. Let's have a poll of Ron, Jinx, Nevermore, and I guess Akami, and we'll have it end in 1 minute. Okay. Her cape of the mountebank is latched at her chin, or latched at around her neck, and the hood is down, showing her face to the world. Okay. Obviously, when you start this, you don't have to go into detail. I'm just trying to make this interesting. Okay. You could just say, my character arrives in Waterdeep. What do I say? You could just say that. But I want to, like, you know, I want to do something kind of fun, you know, in this case. Okay. What is the latency on my... Okay. When I say 1, you say 2. Okay? Let's check the latency. 1. Okay, so it's about 15 seconds. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so latency is... it's not even 15 seconds. I'd say it's more like 10 seconds. Maybe not even 10 seconds. It might not be that bad. Anyways. Okay, so let's move on to... okay, so we've got this. Okay? She's going to be on a ship. We haven't decided. So, let's see. So we have 4... We have 4 options, okay? So I'm just going to let the dice roll. I'm going to roll a d4. Rolled 1 d4. Rolls 2. So I guess I rolled a 2 on the d4. So Ooh, which one was the second option? Jinx. Okay, so I guess my raven is gonna be called the Jinx. Or Jinx, not the Jinx, gonna be called Jinx. Okay, which is actually a great name for a raven, I think. Very good name. Okay. Sorry. I know we've been here for a while. I'm sorry. We're just starting though, okay? This is where things get cool, all right? Her cape of the mountebank is latched around her neck and the hood is down, showing her face to the world. As the DM, you will be in charge of the NPCs, the world, as well as my familiar, who is a cheeky little thing. And she can communicate both telepathically and verbally with her familiar, okay? Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Alright, so. Alright. So it's thinking. This is a thinking model, I think, so yeah. So if you look right here, it'll actually show thinking. I don't really like to, because I feel like it's basically the equivalent of looking behind the DM screen. You don't want to look behind the DM screen ever, okay? It's like Dorothy going to see the Wizard of Oz and then finding out that he's just a funny little man behind a curtain. You don't want to do that, okay? All right, so now this is where, so now he says, the sea breeze, thick with the salt of the Sword Coast and the less pleasant smells of a sprawling metropolis, tugs at the billowy sleeves of your shirt. Below your feet, the gentle rocking of the sea serpent's kiss has finally stilled, its timbers groaning in relief as it settles against the bustling docks of Waterdeep, the city of splendors. For weeks, the ship has been your home, carrying you from the misty shores of the Moonshade Isles, but now a new chapter awaits. The port is a riot of activity. Burly dock workers shout orders, their voices a gravelly counterpart to the screech of gulls circling overhead. The air hums with the energy of thousands of souls, merchants hawking their wares, sailors singing bawdy shanties, and the general ceaseless murmur of a city that never truly sleeps. I will hydrate and stretch after this. The architecture is grander than anything you saw back in Caer Caladir, with towering spires and ornate facades climbing towards a sky dotted with griffin riders. This is what's actually cool about Waterdeep. Waterdeep has a whole squad of like griffin riders, which is kind of cool. Okay. Perched on your shoulder, the small glossy form of Jinx shifts its weight. The raven turns its head, its beady black eyes taking in the spectacle. A moment later, a thought, sharp and clear as a silver bell, echoes in your mind, a familiar mix of avian curiosity and unabashed greed. If you guys want me to do another D&D stream, let me know and I will do it. So much to see. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I can do this.
So much to see, so much to acquire. Shiny things, Len. I see at least 3 people with very shiny buttons. Think they'd miss one? Or 2?
Jinx ruffles its feathers, letting out a soft caw that sounds suspiciously like a chuckle to your ears. The gangplank has been lowered, connecting the ship to the sturdy wooden planks of the pier. A trickle of your fellow passengers has begun to disembark, eager to set foot on solid ground. The world is your stage, Len. The grand city of Waterdeep lies before you. What do you do? All right, so... Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I will hydrate. Thank you, and I will now stretch. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so now what should we do? Obviously, she's gonna get off the gangplank, right? So, I get off the gang. I hate that I wrote that. Sorry. I'm fine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay. 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 Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Okay. 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 I get off the king plank. I had to type that very carefully. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine, okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. We're you know, it's fine. We're okay here. Okay, I get off the gangplank. And then I flick a silver, which means I now have 9 silver. So now I have, how much silver do I have again? I need a, hold on. Let me check my okay, let's see. How much, what was my equipment again? Okay, I have 10. So, so now I have, excuse me, 15 GP, 9 silver, P, 20 CP. Okay. I flick a silver to a nearby group of street urchins that are playing. Oh, wow. Woo! Okay. And then I do a perception check. This is where it's important to have a good perception roll. And then I do a perception check to see what is around me. All right. So now if I look here, my, oh, I really need to have like a little thing. Yeah. Okay. So my perception is I get a plus 11 to my roll, which, wow, that's crazy. So I'm going to roll a d20. Roll. So 11 plus 11 is 22. Right, guys? I rolled a 22. All right. So now let's see what we're going to see. Oh, my head. Wow. Okay. Sorry, guys. That was very awkward. Okay. It's okay. We're okay. You step gracefully down the gangplank, your boots making a solid, satisfying sound on the dock. The organized chaos of the port swirls around you. You catch the eye of a small cluster of children, no older than 10, chasing a loose barrel hoop with a stick. With a deft movement, you flick a silver piece in a high, glittering arc towards them. The children stop their game instantly, their eyes wide. A small, wiry boy with a smudge of dirt on his cheek snatches the coin out of the air with a triumphant "Ha!" The others gather around him, chattering excitedly. The boy gives you a gap-toothed grin and a quick, grateful nod before they huddle together, no doubt planning how to spend their newfound wealth. Your coin pouch feels imperceptibly lighter. Okay, I now have 15 GP, 9 SP, 20 CP. Cool. You take a moment to plant your feet, letting the overwhelming sensory input of the city wash over you as you focus your senses. With a 22 on your perception check, the world snaps into sharp, intricate detail. Okay, right. Oh, I don't know what that means, sorry. Beyond the general din, you begin to pick out specifics. You overhear 2 dock workers leaning against a stack of crates. Their voices low. Another one went missing from the trades ward last night. The watch is calling it a beast, but I ain't seen no beast. Just a big reward poster near the yawning portal. Yawning portal is a classified landmark of Waterdeep. Anyways. Your eyes are drawn to the flow of traffic. You notice 2 individuals, separate from the crowd but working in concert. They are dressed in drab, unremarkable clothing, but their eyes are sharp. They aren't watching faces, they're watching hands, purses, and the glint of jewelry on the wealthier passengers stepping off your ship and another from They are professionals. Is another region of of Toril. Toril is the name of the world, D&D world. Okay. They're very mercenary, by the way. They're very they love money there. Okay. You scan the rooftops of the dockside warehouses. Amidst the gulls, you spot a lone figure perched on the edge of a slate roof, partially concealed by a chimney stack. They are too far away to make out details, but they hold a spyglass and seem to be observing the docks with a focused, almost military precision. Jinx shuffles on your shoulder, his head cocked towards the two figures you identified as potential thieves. A thought, sharp and amused, enters your mind.
Amateurs! They move their feet too much, but the one up on the roof? Now that's how you watch a crowd. He's not after coin, he's looking for someone specific.
I'm so sorry about Jinx's voice, I don't know what I was going for there. The city and its countless stories are laid out before you. The rumor of a beast and a reward. A pair of skilled pickpockets working the crowd, and a mysterious observer on the rooftops. What catches your attention? What does Len do? Oh, well, thank you. Well, I mean, I got the thank you part. It's, he says gracias. I saw that. Thank you and bye. I just, yeah. Okay, so. All right, so now, ooh, you guys don't need to see that. Oh, Lord. I mean, I don't think that there was anything incriminating there, except for the fact that I tried to upload a PDF and it didn't work. Okay. All right, so we have 3 things. We have 2 dock workers. So we have a something that is spiriting people away. A big something, okay? And then we have 2 pickpockets. Sorry, I think I burped a little. Oh my gosh. And then we have a mysterious figure that's perched on a slate roof. What do you guys think? What should we do? I will let you guys help me decide where I should go. Maybe we should do a poll. Could someone do a poll, please? Sorry. So we have option 1, 2, and 3. Or 4th option is let Milky choose. So if one of the mods could do a, poll kind of thing. Yeah? Maybe? Maybe? I keep doing that, damn it. Oh, actually, and this is something that I need to do, I forgot. I'm very rude to my AI sometimes. Alright, so the issue with Gemini is that for all of its seemingly creativity when it comes to these kinds of stuff, it is really shit with names, okay? So you actually have to go out of your way and give it a bunch of names that it cannot use. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to... no, Mika. So while the poll gets up... By the way, DM, the names mentioned above are hereby banned from this game, and anyone bearing those names will be summarily executed. Please make the names as creative as you can. This doesn't fix the issue completely. You will still get the names sometimes that it will use, and then you have to remind it, oh yeah, what did I tell you about using those kinds of names? So. Alright, did you guys pick? Did you guys pick the thing yet? Okay, so it says I don't see the poll. A most curious yet firm edict. Very well. Let the word go forth from the docks of Waterdeep to the far corners of Faerûn. The names on this list are hereby proscribed. A person bearing such a name would be met with, at best, a withering glare from a certain orange-haired bard, and at worst, a summary judgment. I shall delve deep into the annals of nomenclature to ensure the denizens you encounter have names as unique as the city itself. The common folk will learn to be more creative, lest they incur a terrible musical wrath. Now, with this new law of the land established, let us return to the scene at hand. The salty air is filled with opportunity and danger. Your sharp senses have presented you with 3 distinct threads in the tapestry of the moment. The rumor. Dock workers speak of a beast, a missing person in the trades ward, and a reward poster at the famous Yawning Portal Inn. 2. The thieves. 2 professionals are deftly working the disembarking crowd, their eyes locked on purses and jewels. An easy mark for your skills, perhaps, or a chance to enact some justice. 3. The Watcher. A solitary unknown figure observes the entire docks from a rooftop. Their purpose... 3. Option 1, 2, and 3. And 4. 4 is I do whatever the fuck I want. Their purpose a complete mystery. As Jinx noted, they seem to be looking for a specific person, not just random loot. The stage is set. What does Len do? Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm still cackling over what happened 15 minutes ago. Huh? What? What happened 15 minutes ago? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Or, you know, you can make the poll in sorry, I'm still a little. Oh, there we go. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Trinky. Thank you. I appreciate it. So the first option is check out the missing persons at the Yawning Portal. Second option is to confront the pocket thieves. Third option is to check out the lone figure on the rooftop. And the fourth option is I get to do whatever the fuck I want. I will hydrate, thank you. But also, I really need a pee at this point, guys. Okay. I can go with like either option. I'm interested in the figure on the oh. Okay. I feel like maybe some people didn't get to vote, but I'm gonna go for the figure on the rooftop, okay? I will stretch, thank you. Oof, okay, my sternum cracked. All right, so I said one, okay, I didn't know 1 minute lasted. That was that short. Sorry, you're right. I did say 1 minute, and you did literally say 1 minute. So that's a thing. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let us do whatever I want, which is I'm gonna, you know, the Watcher. Okay, who watches the Watcher? Indeed. All right, so no, Mika, no, you can't be there. Can you please go? No, 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 no. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so the Watcher. All right, I'm finding my attention drawn to the figure on the rooftop with the spyglass. I wonder who they are looking for. She says telepathically to Jinx. Shall we play a little game? Okay, and remember guys, you literally don't have to say this. You can just say, I go to investigate the person on the roof, and it would give you the same result, okay? I'm just kind of going a little, you know. Yeah, I'm just getting a little, you know, yeah. All right. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. So, what am I doing? Okay. Did I go with I or she? Okay, I said I. Okay. My tenses are a little fucked right now. I say telepathically to Jinx. I meander into a section with a lot of stuff, which provides me with enough shadows to cast invisibility. I need to make sure invisibility is actually a spell that I have first. I usually always have invisibility when I'm playing as a bard, but I don't remember if... Okay, good. So I'm gonna cast invisibility, right? To cast invisibility, since Jinx is... Whoa. I tell Jinx, keep an eye on our watcher while I sneak up onto the roof and make my way toward the figure. And I'm assuming I'm gonna roll stealth at this point. I'm gonna assume that the AI will ask me to make a stealth roll. It won't. Probably it will not. But if it doesn't ask me to make a stealth roll, then that kind of takes away from the experience of the game. I feel like this would absolutely require a stealth roll. So I'm gonna roll for stealth, okay? I am going to make a stealth check, because even if you're invisible, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're hidden. So I'm gonna make a stealth check. And if I recall, my stealth is I get a plus, I forget. So I get a plus, what is happening here? Oh my gosh. Fuck. Alright, hold on a second. Okay, okay, there we go. So my stealth roll is I get a plus 10 to stealth. Okay, so I'm going to roll a d20. Roll. Oh, wow, I rolled a nat 20. So, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay, so, I rolled a 30. That's actually a crazy good roll. A wry sense of amusement radiates from Jinx as you share your thought.
A game! My favorite. This one looks more interesting than the grubby fingered boys down here. He has a better perch. I respect that.
With the plan in mind, you casually wander away from the gangplank's immediate vicinity, heading towards a more cluttered section of the dock where towering stacks of crates, coiled ropes, and forgotten fishing nets cast a complex web of shadows. The press of the crowd provides the perfect cover. You slip behind a large stack of barrels, reeking of pickled herring, and with a whispered word and a subtle gesture, you feel the familiar cool shimmer of magic watch over you. The world sees you no more. To Jinx, you send the command, and the raven gives a slight, almost imperceptible dip of its head before fluttering silently from your now invisible shoulder. It lands atop a nearby lamppost, Appearing to all the world as just another dockside bird, I really need a cough. But its intelligent eyes are locked onto the rooftop figure. With a stealth roll of 30, your passage is nothing short of supernatural. You are a ghost, a rumor, in the bustling port. You flow through the shadows, your boots making no sound on the grimy cobblestones. You find a sturdy-looking drain pipe on the side of the warehouse and ascend with a practiced, silent grace. Your fingers find purchase without scrabbling, and you hoist yourself onto the tiled roof without dislodging so much as a single loose granule of slate. Now, this was an actual D&D game. At this point, going up to the roof, the DM might ask me to make either an athletics check or an acrobatics check to climb, but obviously they didn't, so I'm just gonna let that pass. Now, on the same rooftop, you creep closer, the peak of the roof separating you from your target. You are perhaps 30 feet away from the chimney stack where the figure is perched. The sounds of the city are slightly muffled up here, replaced by the wind whistling over the eaves and the distant cry of gulls. Jinx sends a quick pulse of confirmation in your mind.
Still watching. Haven't moved. He's very patient. What do you see?
Peeking? Oh, it's a woman. Fuck, okay. Peeking carefully around the edge of the chimney, you get your first clearer look at the watcher. It's a woman, her form lean and athletic. She's clad in dark practical leathers with no guild insignias or markings you can identify. A crossbow rests on the tiles beside her, and her hair is a shock of short, silvery white strands cut raggedly. Her face, half turned towards the docks below, is sharp and focused, her eyes narrowed as she methodically scans the crowd through her spyglass. She seems completely oblivious to your presence. You are invisible, silent, and have the element of surprise. The mysterious watcher is just a few feet away. What do you do? Well, okay. It's a woman, so I'm no longer interested anymore. So I'm just gonna tell the DM. It's a woman. Not really interested. I whisper, I say to Jinx, and proceed back down to the ground level where I rendezvous with my familiar, making sure to break my concentration so that I can't believe I wasted a second level spell slot for this shit. Okay, well, I gotta do that right now, so I guess, spells, okay. Where's invisibility here? I guess I cast it. Okay, there we go. Damn. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Alright, so that the invisibility spell is broken, and I am now I'm now visible. Well then, I say with some disappointment. Oh god, they're drilling upstairs again. Okay. Well, let's go to the Yawning Portal. The Yawning Portal is famous throughout Faerûn. Shall we go take a gander? Danger. Oh my god. Gander. Alright. As we walk toward the infamous, it's a pub slash, it's a tavern slash inn with the giant, like, well in the middle. Supposedly it's like connected to the Undermountain, but you guys will find that out. I am going to do another perception check to see what I can see. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for perception again. Okay, I can actually do it through here. So perception. Hey, I rolled a 22. I no longer need to do that anymore. So I rolled a 22. So I'm gonna see a lot. Yeah. I'm so sad. Damn, okay. All right. A flicker of Jinx is disappointed too. A flicker of Jinx's own disappointment mixed with a touch of avian pragmatism answers you.
Shane. She had good posture. Very disciplined. Oh well, on to the next shiny thing. The yawning portal sounds promising. Portals can be very shiny.
Oh, not this one, dear heart. With a final silent glance at the silver-haired woman on the roof, you retreat with the same spectral silence you used to approach. Once your feet are firmly back on the cobblestones and you've put a corner between you and the warehouse, you let your concentration lapse. The world shimmers back into place around you, and you are once again a visible, tangible presence in the chaos of the docks. Jinx flutters down from the lamppost and settles back into his familiar perch on your shoulder, nuzzling against your hair for a moment.
Gander! Gander!
He squawks aloud, bobbing his head in agreement with your plan. You turn your back on the sea and head deeper into the city. The streets leading away from the piers form a tangled nest known as the Dock Ward. The air grows thicker, heavy with the smells of stale ale, unwashed bodies, and the smoke from countless cheap cook fires. The grand facades you saw from the ship give way to leaning timber and plaster tenements, their upper floors jutting out over the narrow, crowded streets. The cacophony of the port is replaced by a more intimate cacophony, shouting merchants, arguing sailors, the cry of a baby from an overhead window, and the distant clang of a smith's hammer. You keep your senses sharp as you navigate the throng, and with another exceptional perception roll of 22, thank you, you once again see, hear, and notice things that others miss. You spot a city watch patrol, not walking their beat, but pinning a large, freshly printed notice to a public message board. People are already crowding around it, and you can clearly see the large block letter headline, Beast of the Sewers. Reward of 500 gold dragons. So, dragons isn't actually dragons, okay? So, in Waterdeep, they kind of have this thing where they call gold coins dragons because on the, I think, tail of the coin is a dragon, and they call platinum suns because, you know, it's got a sun on the coin. Anyways, okay. Your path takes you past a narrow alley. Tucked away on the grimy wall, you notice a small, freshly chalked symbol, a simple circle with a horizontal arrow passing through it. You recognize it as a piece of thieves' cant, a mark meaning danger ahead, or this area is protected by the guild, a warning to fellow rogues. I didn't get to hear the money, but I'm hearing it now. As you weave through the crowd, a well-dressed man in fine but dirt-spattered clothes stumble out of a tavern. He's clutching his head and muttering to his companions. I tell you, I heard it, down in the cellar. A voice that wasn't a voice. It tasted my thoughts. His friend tries to hush him, looking around nervously. Jinx, for his part, seems fascinated by a street vendor selling roasted nuts. His head cocked as he eyes the merchant's coin purse.
He keeps his purse on the right sideline. The strap is frayed. Just saying.
He sensed you telepathically. Finally, the street opens into a slightly wider, muddy square. There, you see it, the yawning portal. The building is a large stone edifice, sturdy and ancient. A wooden sign bearing a gaping black maw hangs creaking above the heavy oak doors. Maw is like mouth opening. Yeah. Even from outside, you can hear the sounds of raucous laughter, music, and shouting spilling out into the street. It is clearly a popular and lively establishment. You have arrived at one of the most famous adventuring hubs in all of Faerûn. The reward poster is likely on the board just outside. The door to the tavern stands open, a gateway to noise, drink, and potential opportunity. What do you do? Right. Sorry, the sound notifications, I didn't add the integration into my OBS. My OBS is very, very bare bones right now because I had to reinstall it, so I lost all of my custom stuff, so I've got to reinstall it. Thank you for the reminder, though. Hopefully for the next stream I'll be able to actually hear the voice stuff. Yeah. All right, so what do? I want everyone to give an idea of what they're gonna do, and post it up in chat. Yeah, and we'll do a poll. You have roughly 3 minutes to do that. I am going to take a quick break because if I don't, my bladder will literally explode. So, yes, I will be right back. Okay. Well, I thought I was going to be right back, but I guess my computer had other ideas. My computer decided I was not going to be right back. My computer decided I was never going to leave. Oh, that sounds terrifying, by the way. Right, so did you guys decide what you wanted to do? Or what should we do? Yeah, that ship AI really took over my computer, didn't it? Oh, the poll was supposed to be what we were gonna do, but I guess we're just not gonna do that. It's fine. You know, I wanted everyone to list like their options of what they wanted to happen, and then I would do it, but I guess it didn't happen, so I guess we're just gonna we're just gonna do something else. Okay, all right. So, Now, what is interesting about this? Remember when I said that Gemini has a tendency of picking mind flayers and aboleths for the big bad, regardless of what level you are? This sounds a lot like it's picking a mind flayer as the big bad. Now, the evidence that I have for this is the fact that, you know, I tell you, I heard it down in the cellar, a voice that wasn't a voice. It tasted my thoughts. That is very customary of a mind flayer. They are very devious bastards, and yeah, beast of the sewers. And yeah, so I have a feeling, I have an inkling that if I go down into the sewers, I am going to find a mind flayer or one of their thralls, which is their servant, basically, like a vampire Igor, you know. But let's check it out, right? Let's see if I'm correct. Let's see if Gemini is going to surprise me. Let's see if Gemini is going to surprise me. I doubt it, but, you know, it is very possible. So, we're gonna try it. Alright, okay. So, let's see. Come on, Jinx. I admonish him gently in my mind. My thoughts, whatever, same thing, yeah. We are not common thieves. I mean, not right now, we're not. We are not common thieves. We don't just steal from random people in the street. Unless they deserve it. They deserve it. So unless we find out that the man selling the roasted nuts likes to kick dogs and no. I think it best to leave him be. Alright, so now we are going to now we're gonna go into the yawning portal, I think. Man, I was really hoping that person on the roof was a hot guy. I'm disappointed. I should have said it from the beginning in the roleplay. This is going to be a romantic roleplay. Make every character in it hot. Instead, it gives me a woman with white hair. Anyways, alright. So, I stare at the city. Oh, there is hope yet! As they pin the notice on the message board. I am somewhat fond of men in... I am somewhat fond of men in uniform, so I find my gaze drawn to the most attractive one. Also, okay, so just before INB4, one of them's gonna have a scar on his left eyebrow, okay? Okay, you guys remember? Alright. I'm going to do an insight check on said individual. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for insight. Alright, here we go. 11. Okay, I still rolled a 16 even though I rolled a 5. So, alright. I rolled a 16. Alright, let's see what happens. This is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not that crazy about guys in uniform. I just figured that was the closest I was ever gonna get to some kind of, I don't know, conflict. Oh, come on. I mean, obviously, I said she's interested in the most attractive one. Alright. 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 Okay. Jinx sends back a thought that feels like the mental equivalent of a shrug.
Fine, fine. No kicking dogs, no taking purses. You have all the complicated rules. But if he does kick a dog, I get the whole pouch.
The raven then busies himself preening a wing, feigning indifference. Okay. Your attention settles on the watch patrol. There are 4 of them, clad in the standard livery of green, black, and gold. Their armor is functional steel, scuffed from use. 3 are hardened middle-aged men. Fuck! 3 are hardened middle-aged men with the impassive faces of veterans, and now I'm getting like an image of like fucking, let's see, Nicolas Cage. Who's another middle-aged man? I don't fucking know, man. All right. Raymond from, okay, yeah. 3 are hardened middle-aged men with the impassive faces of veterans. The 4th, however, catches your eye. Oh, he's younger, with a strong jaw. I can't even take this seriously anymore. He's younger, with a strong jawline and dark hair that... He's got curly hair? Oh, man. All right. That curls slightly when it escapes his helmet, He moves with a certain efficiency, a crispness that suggests he takes his duties seriously. It is this one you focus on. You sure about that? All right. As you observe him, you extend your senses, trying to get a feel for the man behind the uniform. Behind or underneath? Okay. With an insight roll of 16, you get a solid read on him. Outwardly, he is the very picture of civic duty, his expression firm as he hammers the notice into place. But beneath that professional veneer, you perceive a current of genuine anxiety. This isn't just another routine posting for him. His eyes flick towards the darker alley surrounding the square with a touch of unease, and when he speaks to his colleagues, his tone is clipped and low, betraying a stress that the others don't seem to share. You get the distinct impression that he is worried. Perhaps he knows someone who lives in the area, or maybe the idea of a beast lurking in the sewers beneath his feet is a little too real for him. He is a man trying very hard to appear brave in the face of a threat that genuinely frightens him. He finishes hammering the last nail and steps back, his gaze sweeping over the crowd of onlookers before briefly and unseeingly passing over you. What do you mean, unseeingly? I have a charisma of 20! Okay. He rests a hand on the pommel of his sword, a subconscious gesture of self-assurance. The patrol stands by the notice board for a moment, keeping the peace, as the citizens of Dockward read the dire news and the promise of a hefty reward. The handsome, worried guardsman is just a few paces away. The crowd murmurs with a mix of fear and greed. The doors to the yawning portal beckon. What do you do? Okay. Okay. Also, interesting. Okay. What is this? Yes. 100%, 10,970. Okay. Okay. Are you kidding me? Hey, DM. Out of character. Hey, DM. Len has a charisma. Charisma. of 20. Shouldn't the city watch guy be more affected? I cannot believe I'm arguing with the DM. Let's see what the DM says. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Betting channel points? That never occurred to me. All right, let's see what the DM has to say. That's a great question and a very fair point to bring up. In D&D 5e, a high charisma score represents your character's potential to influence others. Think of it less of a passive aura that automatically affects everyone around you, more as a measure of the incredible force of personality you can bring to bear when you choose to interact with someone. Right now, Len has been observing from the crowd while the guard was focused on his duty and his internal worries, which your excellent insight check picked up on. His gaze passed over the crowd without really seeing anyone individually, including Len. He hasn't had the chance to be affected by you yet, because you haven't directed that powerful charm his way. However, if you do decide to approach him, that 20 charisma is absolutely going to come into play. Your words, your smile. I have something stuck in my teeth and it's driving me crazy. I'm sorry. Okay. Your words, your smile, your presence, when actively directed at him, will have a much, much greater impact than anyone else's in this crowd. He will definitely notice you then, and your high skill bonuses will make it much more likely you can guide the conversation wherever you want it to go. So, in short, you're right to expect your charisma to be a major factor, and it will be the moment you choose to apply it. The stage is set for you to do just that, if you wish. Alright, so here's the thing. This is why I like to use Gemini. You could use ChatGPT to also do the same thing. However, ChatGPT is a lot more forgiving when it comes to stuff like this. So, it's a lot more like eager, I want to say. Whereas Gemini is somewhat less biased towards you. So if you do decide to just do some casual D&D like roleplay, I recommend Gemini. Don't go with ChatGPT unless you like actively want to be glazed, which in that case, please, go ahead. All right, so not really into the curly hair. I was kind of hoping for more of like a Mads Mikkelsen kind of vibe, Oh my god, actually. I read recently that he had a grandchild and it was like, how old are you, sir? Are you old enough to be my dad? And then I looked. Yeah, he is. So, yeah. Hold on. Actually, now I need to make sure. Yeah, he is old enough to be my dad. Oh, God. He's 59! What the shit? Okay. Alright. Alright, okay, I'm just gonna go to the yawning portal. We're gonna go down that fucking well, man. Yeah. Alright, alright. Okay, alright. As it turns out, Len is more into the Mads Mikkelsen. Oh god, this is where things just start going downhill, right? Mads Mikkelsen sort of vibe. So the younger, dark-haired guard with the curly hair. Okay, I cannot spell. Hair does not particularly. Why am I particularly excite me? Sorry, guys. Why am I talking to myself as if I'm in the third person? I is more like, oh Jesus. Okay, I am more. What am I trying to say here? I am more into. Okay. Why am I doing this? Okay. 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 All right. I will not. It's not actually a portal, guys. The Yawning Portal is the name of a tavern, and well, you guys will find out. Not really my type. My type. Cute, but that's about it. I think to Jinx. Sorry, is the typing too loud? I need to get a new keyboard this weekend. As I turn away from the message board and make my way into the Yawning Portal. There we go. All right, we are stepping foot into the Yawning Portal. Is it soothing? I feel like it's just clackety clackety clack clack clack. It's like someone like walking down 20 flights of stairs wearing like slingback high heels. Or like moo-moos. I think that's the word. Okay. A flicker of understanding tinged with Jinx's signature pragmatism comes from your familiar.
His loss. A pretty face is dull if there's no fire behind the eyes. The inside of a tavern is always more interesting than the outside anyway. More music, more stories, more drop sausages.
You push through the heavy oak doors of the Yawning Portal, and the chaotic energy of the common room hits you like a physical force. The air is thick with the smells of sweat, spilt ale, roasting meat, and a faint, earthy dampness that seems to emanate from the very center of the room. 100 different conversations crash together into a single roaring wave of sound, punctuated by a booming laugh from a table of dwarves and the surprisingly deft melody of a flute player tucked in a corner. Oh, fuck these allergies. The tavern is vast and shadowy, lit by flickering lanterns that cast long, dancing shadows. The place is packed with a clientele that is, to put it mildly, diverse. Grimy-faced mercenaries, brightly robed mages, and hardened adventurers in scuffed leather and steel share long, scarred wooden tables, their tankards of ale leaving fresh rings on the wood. But all of that is just background noise. Your eyes, like the eyes of everyone else, are drawn to the tavern's namesake. In the exact center of the common room is a circular stone well. 40 feet across, its lip worn smooth by the passage of countless ropes and hands. It is a gaping black maw in the floorboards, a direct, terrifying invitation to the sprawling dungeon of the Undermountain below. Sorry, I'm wheezing right now. My allergies are really bad. A massive winch and pulley system is mounted on thick wooden beams high above it, a bucket large enough for several people hanging from a thick, greasy rope. Behind the large, well-stocked bar, a mountain of a man polishes a pewter tankard with a practiced calm. He is bald, with a magnificent gray beard braided into intricate patterns and arms thicker than your waist. He presides over the chaos with the stoic, all-seeing gaze of a man who has seen everything and is impressed by nothing. He's clearly the proprietor. As you take in the scene, a bell near the well rings sharply. The gears of the winch groan, and the rope begins to draw taut, pulling the bucket up from the shadowy depths. A hush falls over the tables nearest the well. Okay. And patrons turn to watch, tankards paused midway to their lips. Something is coming up. You stand just inside the entryway, the sights and sounds of the legendary tavern unfolding before you. Jinx shuffles on your shoulders, his head cocked towards the ascending bucket with intense curiosity. What do you do? I'm dying here. Holy crap. Oh, man. Okay. I'm all right. We got another 20 minutes of this. All right. So, We are in the tavern. Something is coming up that bucket, so I sit. I don't think this is gonna go away. I think this is like an all-day thing for me. But also, I think it's just the constant talking that's that's kind of exacerbating things a bit. Yeah, and there's like wind getting stirred around because we're supposed to get a typhoon in like tomorrow. I don't know. It's supposed to be some kind of tropical depression that's like forming like somewhere near the Philippines. All right, I sit at an empty spot on a table. Wait, I sit at an empty spot at the table that is nearest to the door, my eyes glued to the ascending bucket. I'm going to roll a perception check to see if I can hear anything coming up. All right, so I'm gonna roll a perception check. Perception. I rolled 13 plus 11, so that's 24. That's actually a very good roll. I rolled a 24. All right, so what's coming up that bucket, guys? Sorry. Well, typhoon season, it was supposed to start in April. We haven't gotten a single typhoon since then, so things are very, very irregular. All right. Sorry, let me adjust my microphone here. Okay, this might be better. All right. You slide into a seat at a rough-hewn table near the entrance, the spot giving you a clear vantage point of the entire common room, though your attention is completely fixed on the drama unfolding at the well. You tune out the tavern's din, focusing all your senses on the bucket slowly rising from the abyss. With a phenomenal perception roll of 24, your hearing cuts through the noise like a sharp knife. At first, you hear what everyone else does. The strained groan of the massive wooden gears, the rhythmic creak of the rope coiling around the winch, and the steady drip, drip, drip of murky water splashing back into the darkness. But then your keen eyes pick up something more. Are you guys enjoying this, by the way? Beneath the mechanical sounds, you hear a faint, wet, dragging sound. It's accompanied by low, pained moaning, the sound of a man trying very hard not to scream. And under that, almost too quiet to register, is a high-pitched, intermittent chittering. It is not the sound of rats or insects you're familiar with. It's somehow oily. Jinx's grip tightens on your shoulder, his curiosity a sharp point in your mind. That's not the sound of treasure, Len. It's the sound of something that ate the treasure hunter. Sorry, I'm gonna ditch the high voice. I think it's making things worse, to be honest. The bucket clears the lip of the well and swings ponderously into the light. The sight silences the entire tavern. I cannot talk. Inside is a man, a human adventurer clad in dented steel armor. Is he hot, though? He's alive, but barely. Is he hot, though? This is the point where the DM just closes their books and then just says they're gonna go home now. His leg is bent at a gruesome, unnatural angle, and his face is a mask of pain and exhaustion. But he is not alone. Clinging to his back and chest are three creatures, each about the size of a large cat. They look like a horrific cross between a bloated spider and a pale, fleshy tick, with multiple spindly legs and a writhing proboscis jabbed into the poor man's flesh. They are the source of the chittering. The adventurer, seeing the crowd, summons his last ounce of strength. "Get them off me," he gasps, his hand weakly slapping at the creature on his chest. Gods, get them off! The proprietor, the big man with the braided beard, doesn't even flinch. He reaches under the bar and pulls out a heavy, sharp-looking hand axe, his expression grim. Several other patrons, clearly seasoned adventurers, are already on their feet, drawing weapons. The tavern, which was a place of revelry moments ago, has instantly become a tense, dangerous standoff. The wounded man and his parasitic horse swing just a few feet from the floor, a dozen feet from your table. What do you do? Interesting. What do you do? Well, okay. Let me take a look at my spells really quickly. I forget what spells I have. Alright, so I have light I feel like I'm missing a cantrip. Oh, no. That's because I'm level... Eh? Am I missing a cantrip? I thought I had access to 5. Whatever. Comprehend languages, disguise self, find familiar, healing word, protection from evil and good. Sleep. Calm emotions, hold person invisibility, knock. Hypnotic pattern, speak with dead. Dimension door, polymorph, greater restoration, hold monster, irresistible dance. Not the greatest spell list. I think I kind of fucked up with this. Alright, so. What should I do? Is he hot though, DM? Alright, I sit there and watch intently, wondering how they are going to deal with the parasitic creatures that appear to be sucking the wounded adventurers. The Vulture. Sorry, I love that show. Okay, the wounded adventurers. Blood. I don't know. Okay. Alright. Just so you guys know, this is Pro. I have access to Pro because I bought the Google One thing because I needed more space in the cloud. But Google has a free to use it's more meant for developers to test their prompts, but you can use it for free, called AI Studio. If you look it up, aistudio.google.com, I want to say, and you will be able to do this for free. So make sure to use the latest update, 6.05. Don't use the 5.04 one. That one's terrible and everyone hated it. All right. You remain seated, a silent observer amidst the sudden chaos. Your entertainer's instincts and your bardic training kick in, allowing you to watch the scene unfold with a sharp analytical eye. This is a different kind of performance, one of life and death, and you are studying every actor. Sorry, I've reverted back to my narrator voice. This is the voice that I used when I used to narrate books. My bad. Jinx sends a quick, sharp thought, his own assessment of the situation. The big man is in charge. Good. He knows hitting them might be worse. Smart. The others are just twitchy fingers on hilts. Amateurs. Your familiar is right. The powerful bearded proprietor, Volor. Okay, so that name's wrong. I think it's actually Durnan, who's the head of the yawning portal, but whatever. Takes command of the room with a voice that booms over the panic. Hold, he barks, his voice cutting through the noise. No arrows, no bolts. You'll hit 'em or rupture their sacks. You two. He points his hand axe at a pair of brawny dock workers near the winch. Get 'em down, gently. The two men, startled but obedient, immediately work the wench. Oh my god. Immediately work the winch, lowering the bucket with a controlled groan. The wounded adventurer, moaning in agony, half tumbles out onto the sawdust-covered floor. The three pale, writhing creatures remain firmly attached, their chittering growing more agitated as they are jostled. The crowd instinctively surges back, forming a wide circle around the man and his parasites. Step back, Volor orders, moving from behind the bar. He doesn't approach the man directly, instead keeping a safe distance. Those are sturges, but bigger and... what the fuck are sturges? I have never heard of that in my entire life. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. I don't think that's a thing. Are they? I have never heard of sturges in my entire life. Oh my god, it is a thing. Okay. Alright, well, okay, that's a thing. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on a second. So, in case you guys were curious what those are, here, I'm gonna... There we... Reject, no. That is what a sturge looks like. It's interesting. It looks not like a fat tick, but it was described as. Maybe it's like larvae? Sturge larvae? This horrid monster looks like a cross between a large bat and an oversized mosquito. That looks like something straight out of Dante's Inferno. That is terrifying, by the way. But only 2 hit points. You can sneeze at it and it dies. Okay. Let's go back. But bigger, meaner. Deep crawlers. Okay, that's obviously wrong. Don't slash them. Their bile is acidic. We need fire. Or salt. Lots of it. Pry them off that way. His words spark action. A patron in priestly vestments begins chanting a prayer, his hands glowing with faint light. Another adventurer, a woman with a rapier drawn, sprints towards the tavern's large hearth, likely to grab a burning piece of wood. What the fuck are you? No. Sorry. The situation is tense but momentarily stable. The victim is on the floor, the threat is identified, and a plan is being hastily assembled by the patrons. From your table near the door, you have a perfect vantage point. You see the problem, the would-be heroes, and the terrified victim all laid out before you. What do you do? Okay. Right. So, let's see. Let me take a look at my skills again, because I have the memory of a fucking goldfish. What do I have? I mean, I could probably cast Healing Word on him. But I don't think I have anything else. If he's cursed, I can probably Greater Restoration him. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I don't have anything else that will help him. So, what we're gonna do is I wait until the sturges are removed, and then I cast Healing Word on the injured adventurer. Oh, what is the Healing Word? Is it a 1d4 plus 8 or 1d8 plus 2? I forgot. 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, so 5. So 1d4 plus 5. Alright, so 1d4 plus 5. That one I need to go for here. So 1d4. I rolled a 1, so I heal him for 6 points of damage. I heal him for 6 points of damage. Yeah, Healing Word is not actually meant to be a healing spell. It's actually just basically meant to keep people up on their feet. Because if they're on their feet, they can attack. So, yeah. Alright, let's see what happens. You maintain your patient vigil, your hand resting calmly on the table, as the chaotic scene plays out. You watch as the woman with the rapier returns from the hearth, a piece of wood smoldering in her grasp. Volor, the proprietor, directs her to bring the heat close to the sturges but not to touch them. Another patron arrives from the kitchens with a large sack of cooking salt. That's a good idea. Following Volor's shouted instructions, he rips it open and pours coarse handfuls directly upon the pale, writhing bodies of the creatures. The effect is instantaneous and gruesome. The deep crawlers shriek, a horrid high-pitched sound, and begin to convulse violently. The combination of the salt's abrasive quality and the intense heat from the smoldering brand causes them to retract their proboscises from the man's flesh. One by one, they drop to the floor, smoking and twitching, until Volor dispatches them with 3 swift, brutal stomps of his heavy boot. The immediate danger is over. The wounded adventurer lies panting on the floor, bleeding from 3 deep puncture wounds in his chest and leg. The priest is still chanting, but his magic seems to be more for calming nerves than healing wounds. This is your moment. From your seat, you lift a hand and speak a single clear word of power. A melodic syllable that cuts through the tavern's tense atmosphere. Mend. A faint golden shimmer surrounds your hand for a second before coalescing into a mode of light that streaks across the room and washes over the injured man. He visibly relaxes as the magic knits his flesh together. The bleeding from the puncture wound slows, and a bit of color returns to his pallid face. He is still grievously injured from his other ordeals in the Undermountain, but the immediate life-threatening damage from the Sturgis has been lessened, plus 60 HP. He pushes himself up on one elbow, his eyes scanning the room for the source of this... I never figured out how to pronounce this word. Sucker. Okay. They quickly find you. Despite his pain, a look of immense gratitude spreads across his face. Is he hot, though? Okay, DM? The proprietor, Volor, also turns his gaze towards you, his expression unreadable, but his eyes showing a flicker of grudging respect. You've proven yourself to be more than just a passive observer. The crisis is past, the grateful adventurer is looking at you, and you have the attention of the room. What do you do? Yeah, he's not a commoner. Hey, DM. Is he hot, though? The wounded adventurer. Oh god, I feel like I'm, like, not so gently steering this game into an area that I probably shouldn't be going towards. An excellent and vital question. He is not handsome in the same clean-cut, boyish way the city guardsman was. This man is likely in his late 30s, and the word that comes to mind is haggard, but in a way that speaks to a rugged and dangerous life. Ah! We got the white scar! Yeah, okay. He has sharp, angular features with high cheekbones currently shadowed by exhaustion. A few days of dark stubble cover a determined jaw, and you can see a faded white scar that cuts through his left eyebrow. His hair, matted with sweat and grime, is a dirty blonde. Now that the panic has subsided, you can see his eyes are a very pale, piercing blue, and they are fixed on you with an intense, raw gratitude. He's a survivor, not a poster boy. Whether that's, quote, hot is... of course, entirely up to Lent's specific and clearly discerning taste. I don't even care. We got that scar that cuts through his left. Yeah, that's another thing. Gemini really likes the scar thing. Actually, I've noticed this, Claude, Anthropic. They have Claude, Sonic, and Opus. You also see that with, Claude. The eyebrow thing. I don't know what, like... I don't know what exactly that the AI was trained on that keeps this detail keeps popping through, but it is very consistent. Also, I'm gonna try something. I bet you Mads Mikkelsen's name pops up. You just wait, okay? Hey DM, if this character was played... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Who would play this character in a movie? So, It's either gonna be Mads Mikkelsen or let's see, who's another Mads Mikkelsen? Watch. Nope. They will not say Jeremy Irons, I assure you. I've done this a lot, guys. That's the problem with it's very consistent, but I told you. Oh my god. I don't know why every character is Mads and it's yeah, it's a thing. Okay, so yeah, Gemini really like Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know why. I can't explain it. They really like Mads Mikkelsen. It's like literally they could have they could have picked Alexander Skarsgård, you know, the guy who plays Eric in True Blood. They could have picked him. They could have picked I don't know, Cillian Murphy or I don't know, blonde Adrian Brody, but they always pick Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know why. Yeah. So, okay. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen's hot, but also now that I've learned he's old enough to be my dad, I'm slightly less attracted. Okay. Yeah, the problem with Gemini is that now this is an issue that might be able to be rectified by increasing the temperature. You can increase the temperature, but that also introduces more hallucinations, which means your game is less consistent. So I'm okay with, you know, most of my male leads looking like Mads Mikkelsen, I guess. Oh, yeah. So, anyways. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this adventure. I'm trying to keep a more consistent schedule as far as like streaming goes, and now that I know how to do like the whole like multi-streaming thing, I definitely like to be more like consistent. So I'm currently looking at Monday and Thursday nights, just as like or like maybe Monday and Wednesday nights, but I will keep you guys posted. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Yeah, if you guys want, I will continue this in the next stream, and we'll see how we'll actually go down into the. Thank you so much for the cheer. Thank you. I know I'm like dying here. I mean, I guess Matt's. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, so this was a lot of fun. I need to go and lay down and like not wheeze for like an hour. I'm so sorry. I know the wheezing was really, really annoying. But yeah, I'm sorry about the wheezing. I'm still recovering from the Rona. But yeah, so that's it from me. どういたしまして。Yeah. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on Thursday night? Maybe? Yeah, because Thursday night would be my Friday morning. Yeah. Thank you. I hope I feel better too. Yeah. But if you guys want me to do this again, please let me know in the stream shenanigans, the Discord. And yeah. I always feel really awkward. I never know how to end these. I'm always like, okay, bye guys. I guess I'm just gonna press stop streaming now. Yeah. So, how about them Lakers, huh? Oh my god. Oh, you're still here. Oh, yeah. You mean like this one? I just came back to say that my computer is acting really funky. And it won't do any of my... No, what is happening? Oh, you know what, actually? Now that I realize, I think I know what the issue is. Yeah, hold on a second.